on there. I really can't find nothing I'm saving or nothing. This is causing me more heartache than pleasure.
And why she use the files too? That's what they're there for. She used files.
It's causing me more heartache
But she
than pleasure.
used them and just put the books. Give it a second. I use files just because I like my stuff organized.
I'm like, ain't this supposed to be fun?
No,
I just feel like I'm about to have an aneurysm.
You mean Crown Water? Yeah, Crown Water.
Did you start with the
Hey, y'all, still in here.
Yes, on
Oh.
It's black.
Do you really want to do that?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, I want to watch it.
What book are you specifically trying to get? Who's asking questions you could have for the future?
No, just
Toe. Toe. Why's he talking
I don't know.
What's that black guy doing?
No, I ain't turning that on.
What's that black guy doing? The Destiny Dynasty? I thought like Destiny Dynasty. What's that black guy doing?
no, this was.
It
really was.
See how you keep hitting that? That's what I'm gonna do.
That's what I'm saying.
On your covers over.
You really got a good spot for
Yeah,
that.
my stab busting.
Okay, we're gonna look at Psalms 82. Psalms 82. Happy Sabbath to my YouTube audience, guests, and subscribers. This is Prophet Rohei Nabi saying happy Sabbath to you all. May the Most High bless you and keep you. And I hope you had a wonderful week.
What is it today? Okay, design.
So, anybody got a testimony or anything? A song they want to sing or anything? Musical instruments? Nobody? Okay. Anybody want to give a testimony of how the Most High has been good to you this week?
He's helped me.
Can anybody think of anything that the... Okay, go ahead, Bati.
Glad that everyone's doing like good, like health wise, like with the season, flu season, and finance and stuff like that. And like, because every now and then you feel kind of sick, but then you won't like get sick. But yeah, that's my testimony that no one's, in any dire need health wise, and God's going to be okay. That's my testimony.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. I've really been looking. Oh, I'm going to give a testimony because nobody else is going to give this testimony. But y'all, we're going to have to really be more grateful for the things that the Most High bless us with, great or small. Great or small. I praise the Most High that a holy app got a raise. And he's going to have more money in his pocket and more money in the family and all that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate that. He'll be getting an extra $100 every month. And that's a really huge raise, but and he's really happy about it too. But anyway, I'm thankful for that. I think a lot of times we don't even recognize blessings when they come to us, and when it's brought up to us that it was a blessing, we don't even look. We still don't even. It don't even register. But and this is important because I've been for about 3 weeks now. I've been watching videos on YouTube about homelessness. Y'all, people are really having a hard time. I know people have always, but they have not had a hard time like this. And the people I'm talking about is white people. It's a lot of white people that's homeless, y'all. I've been watching a lot of videos, California, Florida, Minnesota, and the dead of women in Minnesota, people living in tents. In the UK, the United Kingdom, they having a big crisis over there with affordable housing. And guess who is hurting the most? Caucasian people. Y'all, we better really thank the Most High for just having a roof over our head. I know a lot of times when I ask for testimony, y'all can't think of one thing. Y'all, it's people living in tents with their children. And there is an explosion, an epidemic of homeless families with children. See, we take things for granted too much, y'all. We think, oh, y'all, I'm going to tell you something. I was homeless before. It's not the same as living in a house. It's not the same. You think because you got a job, you're going to always have a job. Not necessarily. I saw people in some of these documentaries, they had PhDs and masters, and it was homeless. The housing crisis in New York is horrendous. And I know we've been, y'all been protected y'all whole life from homelessness. Y'all don't even probably think it can happen to you. It can happen, y'all. You don't have no place to shower. You don't know where you're going to sleep at night. Okay, I'll do it. Hallelujah! I praise the Most High. I praise the Most High. And I feel sorry for those that don't have. I'm not just going to praise him and then, go to sleep at night. I'm going to think about somebody I could help, especially an Israelite. Not limited to, but especially an Israelite. Y'all, the housing crisis is serious. It's horrendous. In the UK, you got young people that just graduated from university and they're living in abandoned buildings. They're squatting in abandoned buildings. And they are strapped with debt. And when they graduate, they got to go live in an abandoned building and they living in these flats. That's the size of a closet. The places are all run down. Hardly no running water. And these are Caucasian people. See, black folk, we used to not having. Those white people ain't used to that. And I'm going to tell you something. Let's be careful how we address and think about the poor. He said, when you've done it to the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. And let's be very careful about the poor that are not Israelites. Let's just hold our tongue a little bit. Let's just hold our tongue a little bit. But for the grace of the Most High, there go I. It's nothing wrong with helping out a person, giving alms to a person that's not an Israelite. There's no sin in that. Because how you going to feel if you're an Israelite and you need alms and somebody offer you alms and they're not an Israelite? Are you going to take it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to take it, or are you going to say, I can't take it because you're not an Israelite? You know, don't get into all this little Hebrew Israelite, you know, a dogma. There's many instances in the Bible where the Most High has blessed Israel through other nations. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 3, he said, in thee shall all nations be blessed. I will bless them that bless thee and curse them that curse thee. How is it going to look if the Most High said, I'm going to bless them that bless thee, curse them that curse thee, but y'all don't bless nobody? Y'all just think y'all supposed to receive blessings, but you don't supposed to dispense them. That's called wickedness. You're not supposed to give no blessings to anybody that's not an Israelite. That's called an abomination. All of us live on this planet together. We're different nations, but you're going to tell me that we don't supposed to bless other people? Whether they ask or not, you just see a need and you fulfill it. I used to be homeless with my son, slept in my car in winter. I'm so very grateful that the Most High ordered myself out. I definitely support helping others. However, I'm about blessing my people first. Right. Yeah, I know what you meant. Absolutely, Mahogany Israel. Absolutely. The Bible says, do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your Elohim. And it's really interesting. I watched a lot of documentaries in the past 3 weeks, and I saw all these Caucasian people on public assistance. It's amazing how conservatives and liberals look down their nose at Black people on public assistance. But when they need it, their attitude is totally different. Totally different. And on top of that, they owe us anyway. They owe us anyway. But they're looking down our nose at us because we're on public assistance. Social Security, disability, welfare, WIC, Section 8. You know who was the Section 8 for white people? Black people working in slavery. We were their Section 8. We were their living Section 8. We were their living welfare. We were their living Social Security, insurance policy. Black people were theirs. This little stuff they giving us ain't really even nothing compared to what we gave them. But they look down their nose at us. And it's so bad that they got us looking at each other sideways. They got us looking at each other because we on public aid sideways, knowing that we are descendants of slaves, but we looking at each other. Oh, looking down our nose at other people. If somebody's eligible to be on public assistance, we ought to praise the Most High, especially if they're Israelite. I didn't say if they're abusing it. I said if they need it. We should be praising the Most High they can get it. The Bible says that the Most High hates is a poor person that's proud. He says an abomination. A poor person that's proud. Okay, let me iron it out so we don't get confused. Let me tell you something, y'all. There is no middle class. There is no middle class. Okay, let me break it down. There is no middle class, y'all. You got people in California that make $114,000 a year, and guess what? They can't afford to live there. You got people in California, Silicon Valley, living in the Bay, and they can't afford to live there. They make $114,000 and they can't afford to rent a place. They can't afford to rent a place. Rent is $4,000 a month in the Bay. Why? Because Google, Facebook, Uber, all these big giant companies are located in the Bay. And because they make so much money, the people that work there, they're jacking the price of rent up to heaven. So even if you make $200,000 a year, you're at the poverty line. In California, New York, London. In California, New York, and London, even if you're making $200,000 a year, you're not middle class. You're upper lower class. And then when you take in consideration mortgages, rent, insurance, transportation, your $200,000 is gone. Your $100,000 is gone. You got Black people today, because we've been at the bottom so long, we think $100,000, $150,000 is a lot of money. It's not, y'all. The wealth gap is huge. The have and the have not, there's a big gap between the have and the have not. And I want to tell you something. The people you see driving around in Escalades, Benzes, and Beamers, most of them can't afford those cars. That stuff is eating up a large percentage of their income. They say 49%. 49% of Americans have to pawn stuff just to get $300 in their hands. 49% of Americans don't have access to just $300. They don't have $300. That means every other person that you're looking at, they're broke. Every other average person you look at in the street, they broke or beyond broke. They're not living even paycheck to paycheck because the unemployment rate is way higher than what they're saying it is. Because they don't count the people that stop looking for work, people who can't find work, and they don't count the people who've been looking for work for over a year. So the unemployment rate is way higher than what you think. I told you I work for a wealthy Israelite family. They've been in business for 56 years, treating their own people like garbage, barely paying them over minimum wage. That's black people for you. That's black people for you, CG. A lot of us, these jobs, they're just not holding up. They don't even let you work full time. You got to have 2, 3 jobs. You're tired. You can't spend time with your children and your family, which is the most important thing in your life. A lot of us are going to have to get some hustles. We want to create something, bake something, sew something together and sell it. You're going to have to get something, cut grass, something. We ain't going to be able to depend on these jobs. They talked about taking minimum wage up to $15 an hour. You know how much that's going to hurt people? It's going to be a lot of homelessness when they take the wage up, the minimum wage up to $15 an hour. They're going to have a whole bunch of people working like 3 hours a day.
Or they'll be doing 3 people's job.
Or they're going to be doing 3 people's job. They're going to be doing the job of 3 people for $15 an hour. It's going to get vicious. If they when they take the minimum wage up to $15 an hour, y'all, you're going to see homeless like you've never seen it before. %98 of black businesses only have 1 employee. 98% of black businesses have 1 employee. Guess who that 1 employee is? The person who started the company. They can't afford to hire nobody else. And let me tell you this, y'all. Your greatest form of wealth concentration is going to be your family. I've been teaching this for years. Your greatest form of wealth concentration and security is going to be your family. It's not going to be your job. Encourage your children to learn some skill and get off the iPhone. Get off the iPhone and learn a skill. Start reading something on the internet about something you could build, make, cook, sew. Let me tell you something. I remember when my family was real young and my children were very small. I remember it was this Asian family. They rented this apartment. How many was it, honey? What was it, about 10 of them?
Oh, you talking about around here?
Yeah.
I guess.
The people who own the Chinese restaurant.
I thought it was 14, I guess.
It was a lot of guys over there, honey. It might have been 7 or 10 people. And it was just, how many bedrooms that place had? 2.
Mm-hmm.
It really didn't even have 2. It only had 1 bedroom and a little back room. I remember when they first came to the United States. And this restaurant was handed over to them. Well, that's been over 17, 15 years ago. I watched them raise their children. These people work 7 days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
They work 7 days a week with each other. All of them know each other. They marry each other and everything. I watched them raise their children. Their children are the same age as my children, or a little younger, about the same age as my children. Well, the Chinese restaurant they got, Great Wall. You know what I'm talking about, Hebrew life. And good to see you, brother. Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Great Wall. I remember them when they first had their baby. Don't you remember that, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? They bought the restaurant. After about a few years, they expanded it, doubled the size of the restaurant. I remember when they were driving raggedy cars. I saw them at the gas station the other day with a BMW, brand new. The top one, too, the SUV. I went to go visit a friend of mine, a Caucasian friend of mine who lives around right across the street from Riverside, right next door to the Riverside, actually. And I was driving around in the neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood, moderately nice neighborhood, nice homes. I remember when they used to live with me. This Chinese family who owns Great Wall, they used to live next door to me in an apartment I used to live in with just, how many kids we had when we lived? 2. We only had 2 kids. They had 7 adults there. Well, I was driving around in my Caucasian friend's neighborhood around this Riverside hospital. And my daughter was with me and she said, "Oh, that's where the Chinese people live." I said, "Where they live at?" "They live right there." I was like, "They live right there?" Nice. They done came a long way. They done came a long way. They used to live with me in an apartment, next door to me in an apartment. Now they live in a mansion. And I'm going to tell you something. None of them have to go to school. None of them have to have degrees. They got that restaurant. It's open 7 days a week. And they work that thing from what time it open? 10:30 to what time? To 11 o'clock at night. They are rich. And how many be working in there at one time? Maybe about 15. It's about 15, 20 of them working that restaurant. They all family and friends. One of the problems that I have with this talk of Black people when they talk about economic empowerment, Well, you know what I'm talking about. The problem that I have with the talk of Black economic empowerment and the talk of unity is that there's never really, I never hear an emphasis on family. I don't never hear it. Can anybody testify that? No. You always hear Black people talk about, or Israelites talk about, yeah, we need unity, unity, unity. But nobody talks about unity in the family. They don't talk about it. We talk about business, 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 but we don't talk about business in the family. We talk about Black economic empowerment, but we don't talk about it with our wife. We want to have it with other people's Black family. But you can't have it if you don't have it at home. The people that you're going to be able to get along the best is going to be your family. I don't care how good your friend is to you. I don't care what kind of hangups your family members got. You're going to have to figure out how to work with your family, work around y'all idiosyncrasies, y'all conflicts, and y'all got to build something. Once you do that, you lay the foundation for economic, spiritual empowerment in our nation. The reason why we don't have economic empowerment, spiritual empowerment in our nation is because we don't have it in our families. Oh, we got it with our jump off. We got economic empowerment with our jump off, our baby's mama. That thought down the street. But we ain't got it with the people in our family, our sons, our daughters, our wife. Once you get that, you can build out. And that's one of the things I don't like about this talk. Whenever I hear Hebrew Israelites talk about polygyny or polygamy, I want to tell you one thing. I always watch the men. The women got their quirks, and the men got theirs. But one thing I notice about most men when they talk about polygyny, they never refer to their daughters as wives in training. They don't even speak of them in that manner. So these men be wanting extra wives, but guess what? They're not even training their daughters to be wives. A father is supposed to be training his daughters to be wives and his sons to be husbands. Y'all ain't saying nothing, but I'm going to preach anyway. I might be by myself, but I'm gonna go ahead strong. That's all right though. I've been by myself before. I was born in the world by myself. You got all these guys that want extra wives. And the Most High is giving many of them extra wives in training with their daughters. But they don't even acknowledge them as wives in training. They don't even acknowledge them as what they don't acknowledge their sons as husbands and fathers in training. The daughters as mothers and wives in training. They don't even acknowledge that. But guess what? They want 5 more wives. That's the problem. That's the problem that I have with Hebrew Israelites who talk about polygyny. I'm not against polygyny. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. What you doing? Okay. I'm not against it. Shalom. Nice. I'm not against it. But the one thing that you don't want is a devil practicing polygyny. I'm okay. I'm going to go real deep. You don't want a devil getting married to one woman, let alone 5. Oh, okay. You don't want a devil marrying one woman, let alone 5. We was talking about something that was along these lines. And I was expounding on this about last week. Man, I can't think of what it was, but I'm glad I made a video on it. So I'm going to go watch the video. I'm going to go watch the video. And I'm going to say this too. I wanted to read Psalms 82. I kind of went off on a tangent, but I want to go over Psalms 82. Somebody get Zephaniah 2:1. The first place we need to gather is in the family.
Gather yourselves together, gather together, O nation not desired.
Read it again. Read it correct. You missed something.
Gather yourselves together, yea.
There you go. There you go.
Gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather together, nation not desired. The first place we need to gather is in our family. Let me tell you something, y'all. I'm noticing that a lot of families, a lot of people, the housing crisis is so huge in Great Britain. These people are living in real small quarters, like closets. We saw this girl graduated from university in Britain. And when she graduated, guess what she had to do to live? She had to share not an apartment, a bed with another girl. They had to share a bed. Y'all, we're a little too comfortable. We got our little twin size bed and we the only one in it. And we think, oh boy, life is hard. Oh, okay. What if you got a twin size bed and there's 3 other people in it? The girl said they did that for a year. She said it was driving her crazy and it was driving the other girl crazy. But they was talking. They talked out their frustration and all that kind of stuff. So they were able to get along. How many of y'all got your own bed in this house?
Everybody.
Everybody got their own bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you fit 2 people in your bed, son?
Well, it's a twin size.
It's a full size.
Yeah.
Can you put 2 people in your bed, son?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
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 So you got a twin size bed.
Yeah, I think my side.
All of y'all could fit another person in your bed, right? See, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all feel this heat that's coming up out the furnace?
Yeah.
We ought to be praying. It shouldn't be never a time that you don't have a testimony. Even if you have a testimony, I praise the Most High that we got heat and our pipes ain't frozen. And we huddled around here and boy, see, this.
When we were young, we used to sleep in the beds together up to like the age of 12.
I'm telling you,
And
y'all, I'm going to tell you. What you talking about?
And we used to also make Powhatan floor.
You know, I've been blessed my whole life.
So,
Even the times that I was homeless, I was blessed. I'm going to tell you something that really blesses you when you have peace of mind. I don't care how much you have. See, a lot of people have a lot, but they don't have peace of mind. They go to bed with a guilty conscience.
exactly.
Y'all remember that time that we didn't have heat when we first moved here and I was remodeling this house? Y'all probably don't remember because we had blocked off this room here. We put a little heater in there. And then shortly thereafter, the furnace for the whole house broke down. Pipes was busting and freezing and all kind of stuff. We had just moved here. And I was going to remodel the house as I went along. And I'm still doing work on this house. It's way better than it was. I didn't put an addition on the house and all kind of stuff. That room, y'all remember how that room used to look?
Oh yeah, that was.
Y'all remember how that room used to look?
Yeah, see, I should.
That was different.
Y'all remember that?
First young guys, man.
That room looked like hell on wheels. Y'all remember the bathroom upstairs?
Yeah.
Y'all remember how that used to look?
Vaguely.
Y'all was like scared to go in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all remember how that bathroom used to look?
Yeah.
Until I remodeled it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all remember how the hallway used to look?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Y'all remember how ugly it used to look?
Mm-hmm.
It was plaster falling all down and stuff.
Remember that old
Remember that old toilet? And that old little clawfoot bathtub? Y'all got a lot to be thankful for. You got a lot to be thankful for. You know, we must be careful of the spirit of ingratefulness, being ingrates.
People just nervous to speak up, but they're still thankful, you know, at the end of the day.
Why are you afraid to speak up?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you just
I'm
said.
just saying that could be it.
Right.
I mean, they could be thankful.
Right. I hear you, CG. I hear you.
Okay.
So I wanted to look at Psalms 82:6, but the Bible says, in Zephaniah 2:1, gather together, O nation not desired, before the fierce anger of the Lord. Is that what it says?
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass the shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Uh-huh. Gather together. Y'all, we're supposed to be growing our nation. The only way you can grow your nation is by growing your family. The only, I'll say it this way because it's not sinking in. The only way that you can grow your family is by growing your relationship with your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, and other Israelite families and individuals. You know how many individuals in Israel and they don't have no family? It's a lot of individuals in Israel and they don't have no family. Somebody go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. A lot of people, be they Christian, Israelites, they are estranged from their families. For whatever reason, good or bad, it don't matter. They're estranged. They're by themselves. They don't have a safety net. Your safety net is your family. The government is going to kill us. We need our family. See, I know all the lies my son's going to tell me, and I know all the lies that my daughters are possibly going to tell me. So there's no surprises. But with other people, there's going to be surprises. You know why? Because I don't know them like that. Your mother know all the lies that I'm going to tell her. And I know all the lies she's going to tell me. I'm not saying that we're all a bunch of liars. I'm just saying. You get the point. I know her strengths and I know her weaknesses. She know my weaknesses. I don't want to be around nobody that I can't trust. And when I say trust, that don't mean that they're never going to do anything that hurts you. Don't think that and stop being silly. Any human being is going to hurt you. You've been hurt your whole life by people you closest to. So stop thinking unrealistically. The people that hurt you the most are the closest ones to you. So just stop all the fantasy stuff. You want to be in a relationship where nobody hurts you and everything is just clouds and cotton candy. Stop. What you thinking about? You're not being realistic. You're putting too much pressure on other people to make a heaven for you on earth. The Most High didn't put nobody here to make a heaven for you. Who you think you are? This life is filled with pain, filled with regret and sadness. The best that you could hope for is that when a person does hurt you, guess what they do? They try to make it up to you. They repent. Heartfelt sorrow for all the hurt they give you. That's the best you could expect in this life. Everybody wants to have a life that's just pain-free. You're not going to have no life that's pain-free. You gave yourself, think of all the pain that you've given yourself. Now, let's just kill it. Let's just go to the root of it. Think of all the pain that you've given yourself. Why do you expect for somebody to give you less? Is this making sense to anybody?
Yeah.
Think of all the pain and disappointment that you've given yourself. And I know some people so proud they never gave themselves disappointment. You are a liar from hell.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to tell you a good meditation. Sit down and think of all the lies that you've told yourself. I know this is painful. I know you don't like this truth I'm giving. Think of all the lies that you've ever told yourself. You won't be able to think of all of them.
How about think about all the memories that you hate you made? You, nobody else. You made them, now they're in your mind. You gotta
Right.
get rid of them.
Think of all the memories, bad memories
You made them. Now you gotta think about it.
that you've given yourself.
Nobody gave them to you.
You generated these things.
Memories.
And I want to show you how good the Most High is. The Most High will see us lie to ourselves, trick ourselves, deceive ourselves, be dishonest, unfaithful to our own self. And guess what? He'll turn that stuff into a blessing. The Most High will turn that thing around. The Most High will make lemonade out of lemons. See, I know I'm going to make some mistakes. I know I'm going to do something wrong to myself and others. I know that. But I want to tell you one thing that you better get. What's the intents of your heart? Do you know the intents of your heart? Are they pure, noble, honest? Do you know that? I'm going to tell you one thing that I'm finding the older I get, people don't know themselves. They don't know themselves. They don't know how honest they are. They don't even know how dishonest they are. They don't know themselves. And I think one of the greatest fear of most people is, guess what? Knowing themselves. They don't even know their lust. They don't know their hates. They don't know, they just don't know themselves. The only way that you're going to be able to really rightly be able to understand yourself, this is like that the only true Elohim and Mashiach Yehoshua whom thou hast sent. If you don't know the Most High, he can't reveal yourself to you. That's the trade-off right there. If you don't know the Most High, you really don't know yourself. Somebody get that. John 14:6, I think. Is that what I want?
Yeah.
4, 6, and 7. That's good. Yehoshua said unto him, I am the way. I am the way to know yourself. I am the path to knowing yourself. I'm the path to knowing life and life eternal. I'm the way. I'm that path. Watch this. Watch this. If ye had known me, ye should have known my daddy. And from henceforth, ye know him and have seen him. Philip said, oh, wait a minute. Yahuwah, show us the Father, and it suffice us. Yehoshua said unto him, have I been so long with you? And yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. Oh, somebody get John 10. John 10:22. I think that's what I want. 10:22, 24, something like that. Oh.
Jesus answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me.
Mm-hmm. The works he do in his Father's name bear witness to him. That's not really what I want, but that ties into John 14:6 and 7. Okay. It's 25. John 11:25. John 11:25, not John 10:24. Read that.
Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life.
I am the resurrection and the life.
He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this?
Mm-hmm. I am the resurrection and the life. When he says the life, definite article, what does that mean? The life.
He's the source of life.
Even mine.
Yes.
So he's the source of me knowing my life. Right?
Yes.
You can see how you can say it that way.
Yeah.
He's the source of me knowing my life. So I can't know my life if I don't know the resurrection and the life. He that has seen me have seen the Father. The Father is the source of what? All life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the source of our life is bound up with who? The Father, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you really don't know yourself if you don't know the Father, if you don't know the Son. This is life eternal, that they may know thee, the only true Elohim that thou hast sent. This is life. When it says life eternal, it means you having the earnest of eternal life. He said, if you don't know me, you can't even have eternal life. Don't this make sense? This makes sense to visual. I think a lot of times what we try to do is we try to know ourselves. I see you, Nice. I haven't forgotten you. I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer you. Very soon. So, okay, let's go to Psalms 82. I feel really good right now. Okay, let's read this. I see some people in the chat room I haven't seen in a long time. Hey, I don't know if you still here. What's his name? The guy we go out and witness with, son. What's his name? Hebrew Life. You don't know his name, do you?
No.
Right, Hebrew Life. I don't even know I can't remember his real name. But Hebrew Life, if you out there, I like to link up with you, man, and we can go out and do some witnessing. You know? Now in the wintertime, it's kind of real sparse where we live at. but during the week. Because I haven't been out in a minute. And I got a new camera and everything. But anyway. So Psalms 82, what? Okay, read.
You never said the verse.
83. Keep not silent, O Elohim. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Elohim. For thine enemies, is this what I want? No, this is not what I want.
You said 82.
Yeah, that's what I want. Psalms 82. Yahuwah standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. Another reference to gods. Another reference to gods. People have a problem with this God idea. I don't have no problem with it. We've been under wicked gods all this time. I'm not going to be upset when he make us righteous gods. I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to slip right into that thing. How long will you judge? So he's talking to the gods here. Listen very carefully. He's talking, so God standeth in the congregation of the mighty ones, the Elohims. He judges among the gods. So here are a group of gods that are being judged. Here is a group of gods, a nation of gods that are being judged. Now watch this, watch. How long will you judge unjust? So here are some gods that are judging unjustly. What's up with that? How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Yeah, pause. That's what Selah means. Pause. Right, son? Selah?
I don't know.
Okay. We got all these Bible scholars around here.
I'm not a Hebrew expert.
And accept the persons of the wicked. So here you have a group of gods that's being judged by the Most High, Elohim, and they're being judged and they're being inquired of, how long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? So here you have a group of gods. The Most High is designating them gods over all the other nations. And what they do is accept the persons of the wicked. They love being in affiliation with wicked. Verse, defend the poor. Apparently they're not doing that. And fatherless. You know, you always hear about these Hebrew Israelite men talking about taking on extra wives. How many times do you hear them talk about adopting children? They don't want to adopt no children. But they'd be the first one to tell you polygamy is in the Bible, brother. Polygamy is in the Bible. Okay, how many kids you? Nation building. Okay, well, how many kids you gonna adopt? Oh, adopt.
It's endless black kids sitting.
It's endless black kids. It's an endless supply of black kids in orphanages, foster homes. But what they want is an extra wife. The consideration that somebody needs a father don't even cross their mind. See, that's the kind of stuff I have with this polygamy stuff. A lot of people who advocate it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I would love to have more children. I would love to have more children. I would love to adopt children. I would love to have more children. So I don't have no problem with children. I don't have no problem with that.
The state will even pay you to take.
The state will even pay you. Oh, say that. The state will even pay you, compensate you for taking on foster children and adopting children. But these are the holy righteous people. You got all these kids that's in adoption and nobody's adopting them, but they talking extra wives. And I want to tell you, for the people who say they don't believe in polygamy, guess what? They got a side piece somewhere. They got a side chick. 1, 2, 3, 4 side. So you got some people that are hypocrites. They say they don't believe in polygamy, but they got 5 side chicks. Okay, say that, honey. Say it. Please say that.
I was just saying, why don't they adopt like 7 kids?
Adopt like 7 kids.
Then say, I need a wife to help me with these.
And I need a wife to help me with these kids.
But guess what? She ain't gonna want that.
Ah.
They ain't gonna want it.
I thought you was interested in nation building. Oh, see. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have to start getting creative with our families. We really are. Y'all remember, hey, I want to ask something. Y'all remember when a man just had a job and a woman could stay at home? And the man worked one job and he was able to support the whole family. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Y'all remember when a whole family could, you remember? Go ahead, honey. Hey, say it. Let it out. So a man could go to work, support the whole family, the wife stay at home, raise the kids go to school. You can't do that now. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of families are going to have to start thinking creative. A lot of us are not going to be able to afford mortgages. Mortgages cripple you. They really do. I'm going to tell you what's going to have to happen. A lot of y'all are going to have to do exactly what I did. I bought a house that was a fixer-upper. Most people would have said it was uninhabitable. But I'm a carpenter. I see potential where most people don't, because they don't know how to build nothing or make nothing or fix nothing. They don't even know how to change a light bulb. They're going to the house to see the lights out and say, okay, that house is that house. No, but see, I know how to do plumbing. I know how to do some electric. I know how to fix a furnace if the heat go out. I know how to do stuff like that. I know how to fix a roof if it starts leaking. I got my wife and my 2 kids, and we moved right up in here. I started working on it right away, laying down floors and everything, getting electric turned on, heat, everything. And guess what? I live in a house that's paid for. Y'all, if this house wasn't paid for, I don't know what. It would be rough, y'all. Because this house is paid for and the Most High gave me a vision to do this, it's easy on all my children.
Very easy. On all my children, it's easy for them. It's easy on everybody because I don't pay a mortgage and I don't pay rent. Now, my children, they don't even know how good they got it. They just don't know. They really don't know. Well, they kind of do know. Because when they go to work, they see a lot of people that's living together with strangers, 3 and 4. People are moving together and rooming together. It's a 2-bedroom and the other person, they rent the other room out to somebody else. $400 a month. My children not paying $400 a month. My children are not paying no $400 a month. Each child, they're not paying $400 a month. And I got 4 children that work. But because I don't have a mortgage, because I don't have a car note, our money goes a lot further than most people. My neighbors look at us and they be like, when are your children going to move? I'm like, please, why? Why would they move? As long as we're able to live together in harmony and peace and serve the Most High, why move? So that's interesting, y'all. You got these guys, they talk about polygamy, but they're not talking about no adopting no kids. People have more jobs today. The husband and the wife has to work. It'd be way easier if righteous men had more children and an extra wife or more wives. It really would be easier. And they love each other, they get along, and the father has a vision for the whole family. You're gonna be, if you have that, you're gonna be able to get a real strong foundation for your legacy. You got all these homosexuals and stuff with an alternative lifestyle. Well, the Most High gave us an alternative lifestyle. It's called polygyny, done in righteousness, though. You know what? Some of us would do well if we adopt some children. I think the Most High would bless us. But we don't think about that kind of stuff. It was something else that I thought about along these lines this week as I was meditating. See, we're going to have an advantage. When I look at this Chinese family that owns this restaurant I told you about, I look at them and I marvel. They used to live next door to me, all 7 of them, in a 1-bedroom apartment. Now they live in a mansion. Why? They all stick together. None of them got degrees. None of them been to college. They just work together and they live together. They bought a real big house and they all live together. You don't never hear about nobody fighting each other, killing each other, beating up each other. You don't hear none of that. Why can't we do that? But the place where it has to start is in our families. It has to start with me. These men complain about leading, but they can't even lead themselves. They complain about leading, but they never been faithful to one woman, but they want 5. They don't even take care of one child. But they got children all over the place. So deliver the poor and the needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Why are all the foundations out of course? Hey, Kenyan Design Shalom, how you doing? Why are all the courses of the earth out of course? The foundations of the earth out of course? Because the foundation of the earth is the nation of Israel. The foundation of the earth is the nation of Israel. And I'll show that in the Bible. Let's go to Ephesians 2, 19, 20. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19, 20. Now, therefore, ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of Elohim, and are built, listen to this, upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets. That's what Israel is built on. The foundation of apostles and prophets, Mashiach Yehoshua being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building is fitly framed together. Another scripture I want to show you to prove that the foundation of all nations is the nation of Israel. Let's go over to Revelation chapter 21. Are you still there, Nice? Nice. Are you still there? So in Psalms 82, in Psalms 82:5, it says, they know not. Oh, wait a minute. Where was I at? Okay, Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. What are all the foundations of the earth? Because it says, look what it says. All the foundations, plural, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. Why? Because the main foundation of the earth is out of course, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. They're out of course. They're out of order. They're not in their proper place. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. The sea world, the bug world, the insect kingdom, all those different foundations are out of order. Why? Because Israel is out of order. Let's look at that. Revelation chapter 21. Revelation chapter 21, verse 19. And the foundations of the wall of the holy city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. Let's look at verse 12, Revelation 21, 12. And had a great wall, watch this now, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon. Watch this, which are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Verse 14. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations. Listen, are y'all getting this? Remember we read over there in Psalms 82:5, the foundations of the earth are out of course. Revelation 21:14, and the wall of the city had 12 foundations. And in them, watch this, the names of the 12 apostles and of the Lamb. You see that? You saw how beautiful that is? So in Psalms 82:5, we see that the foundations of the earth are out of course, which are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Because those foundations are out of course, all other foundations are out of course. How do we know that there are many foundations in Israel? Because there are 12 tribes. And the 12 tribes each are allocated a foundation. Let's look at it. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the name of the 12 apostles. So it had 12 foundations, and it had 12 names in the foundations, which are the name of the apostles and prophets. What do we read in Ephesians 2:19-20? Let's go back there. We're going to tie it in. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19 and 20. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19 and 20. Now, therefore, ye are no longer strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of Elohim, and are built upon the foundation, watch this, of the apostles and prophets, Mashiach Yehodah himself being the chief cornerstone. Now, let's go over to Revelation chapter 21, 22. Again, I just want to sink in. Okay. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the name of the 12 apostles. So you got Revelation chapter 22, verse 14, Ephesians 2, 19, 20, Psalms 82:5. Let's go to Psalms 82:5, and now let's go to that's Psalms 82:5. Now let's go to Matthew chapter 34, I think. 34:22 or something like that. Let me see. Matthew 23, maybe. No, that's not Matthew 23. 20. So we see in Ephesians chapter 19:20 that the cornerstone for the whole foundation is Mashiach Yehoshua. Let's go to Matthew chapter 21, 43, 42. Yehoshua said unto them, did ye never... Hey, I want to ask y'all a question. Please answer. When was the last time you heard a Hebrew Israelite make a case for adopting multiple children? Taking in orphaned children. When's the last time you heard a teaching on that? I think I'm going to do a teaching on that. I would like to do a teaching on that. People talk about multiple wives, but what about multiple children? You're busted now. Now you're caught. Why don't we hear an argument for training our daughters to be wives? Why we don't hear that? This stuff is lopsided, y'all. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. This is Prophet Rohei Napi. Stay on your foundation, y'all. Stay on the 12 foundations. But I'm going to read this last scripture here because I didn't even read it. Yehoshua said unto them, did ye never read the scriptures that the stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the cornerstone of the foundation. I'm going to tell you something, CG. I've never heard any Hebrew Israelite make a case for adopting orphan Israelite children. I've never heard it. I've never heard it. I never heard, well, I have heard Christians do it, but it's far and few between. I don't hear these Hebrew Israelite men doing it. And I want to tell you something. I think a lot of men that don't consider multiple children you know what? In Israel, if a person said they're a Hebrew Israelite and their children get taken away from them, there ought to be a safety net in our nation where we adopt our own children. We don't even do that. But people running around here talking about multiple wives. It's in the Bible. Yeah, multiple wives is in the Bible. But guess what else is in the Bible? Adopting children, taking in the fatherless, the homeless. That's in the Bible. But you don't hear nobody arguing that. You don't hear no debates about taking in orphans. And if you can find a link to a video where somebody's debating about whether or not to take in multiple children, I like to see that link. I like to see that link. I like to see that debate because I just wonder what's this debate about. Or the Bible, what the Bible's going to say, don't take in children. Come on now. What we're gonna have a 4-hour debate on Debate Talk for You about whether or not the Most High said it's okay for you to take in multiple children. Hey, honey, listen to that. taking in, people talk about multiple wives, right? What about multiple children? They busted. They're not really about that life. They're not really about that life. What about multiple children? Now, huh? From wherever. Yeah. So the next time a brother talks to me about multiple wives, I'm going to just throw it in there. Well, what about multiple children? Nobody debates about that.
But you know what? God is not going to bless people for leaving all these kids in the adoption center. Some of they holy men and women.
Right, talking about their nation building.
And the state will pay you to take them.
The state will pay you.
So
they will train you.
Now, you were talking about homelessness, but the Most High is going to make a way so that you don't be. Take the kids in, and the state's going to pay you, and you will be. There's not going to be any excuse for this ratchet wickedness. No woman wants you to take her in as a wife and say, I got 7 kids I need you to help me take care of. She ain't coming. With her kids and 7 more, you're going to put her to work. She ain't going to come. So this kind of really put people feet to the fire to see what they really about.
It's sad our people so selfish when it comes to our abused Israelites throughout known body want children. I don't understand what you're saying. It's sad our people so selfish when it comes to our abused Israelite throughout known body want children. Oh, nobody wants children. You know, there's no place in the Bible, honey, where the Most High said, "Don't multiply children unto yourself." There's no prohibition about multiplying children unto yourself. That's interesting and fascinating. I'm glad I did this tonight because that clicked something in my head. Now I can start thinking about that and extrapolating those thoughts out and fleshing them out even more as I meditate on this. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you all coming. I appreciate you all support. I love you all. I'm praying for you all. I'm in a season of fasting right now. And I'm on my 6th day right now. And so, and I'm really happy too. I'm just feeling better. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I'm not going to even plan on that, but I'm just happy. And so I'm going to write down y'all names, write down the name of some people that I'm going to pray for. We're going to have some. We're going to have some, Glia. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, why do we think we're alive? We think we think we just alive to work for corporate America and work these little jobs? No, we're supposed to be raising a kingdom. You raise up children and teach them skills so your family could be self-sufficient. And until your children garner some skills and trades, they work outside jobs. But if y'all all living together, the bills are going to be way light. Way light. Y'all, I'm speaking from experience. Today I was speaking with a sister that says she doesn't want to be a mother. Of course. But you can't blame her in a way, Kenyon, because it's her worldview and her experiences that have caused her to utter that type of thing. And so she think it's going to be a bit. Guess what, Kenyon? It's going to get worse for her. If this lady don't have any babies, she's going to be an old maid. And she's going to be by herself in an apartment like I know so many elderly women. Nobody visits them. Nobody calls them. Nothing. Nobody sees about them. They didn't have no children. I know this real cute senior citizen. She didn't have no children. This lady is so beautiful. I said, man, this girl must have been a fox. No children. I was like, wow, what a waste. My wife is not going to die lonely. She's going to have kids around her. I cannot wait to have grandkids. I cannot wait. I hope each one of my children have about 10 kids. I hope each one of my children have about 10 kids and they all be working together, networking inside the family and outside the family. But the nucleus is going to be the inside of the family. The guts of their unity is going to be the family. And the dermis of that nucleus is going to be the other Israelite families. That's the way it should be, y'all. That's the way it should be. Hey, y'all, look at this, y'all. As long as we have been here in the United States, y'all know how big our families ought to be. I'm not talking about just black people. I'm talking about y'all. Okay, let me tell you this. Most of our families about 4 people. We've been here for over 400 years, and the average size of our family is 4 people, y'all. 4 or 5 people. By now, y'all, we should have about 50, 60, thousands of people in our family. Scattered all across America. Her husband is a preacher and divorced her. He says she doesn't want children because she wants to have them with him. She says she doesn't want children because she wanted to have them with him. Her husband is a preacher and divorced her. Hey, what's going on, Kev Mercy? What's going on? Shalom. Shalom. Her husband, I don't understand what you're saying, Kenyon. Her husband is a preacher and divorced her. She said she doesn't want children because she wanted to have them with. Oh, I see. She wanted to have children with him, but he divorced her. I got it. And so now, since he divorced her, she don't want to have no children. I would tell that sister, keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Don't cry with spilt milk. Keep it moving. Keep it moving, girl. Just because he missed his blessing don't mean you miss your best blessing by having children. I am 38 years young and my husband is 44. We have 2 daughters and I want a son. A son. Yeah. Sons are a blessing. They really are. But if the Most High don't give you a daughter, Kenyon, he'll give you grandboys. But hey, Kenyon, You're young enough to keep trying. You know, people be all concerned about having children in old age. What else you gonna do? Why do you think the Most High put you here? I don't get it. I don't get it. I got brothers and sisters and people that talk to me, and I tell them I wish I had more children, and I want to have more children. I'm going to. And they said, "Man, you too old." I said, "What else I'm gonna do?" They said, "When you get old, when they get 20 years old, you'll be 70. So what?" And I'm trying to. There's a disconnect with me. Thank you, Kev Mercer. We was just talking about that. Be fruitful. Hey, Kev Mercer. I gotta ask you this. Isn't it interesting? Now, I believe in polygamy, but isn't it interesting that a lot of guys who push the polygamy doctrine, they push multiple wives, but they don't push multiple children by adoption. Isn't that interesting? They really big on kingdom building, but you don't hear none of them arguing and debating about adopting children. Isn't that interesting? You got all, and look at this, Kev Mercer. The state will pay you to take on extra children. But you don't hear no big debate about that. You don't hear no big debate about that. You will adopt 5 kids, 5 children. As long as your house is big enough to accommodate them, and the state will pay you. So if you're one of those people if you're one of them guys that don't want to work, well, you're going to have to do some kind of work, even if you don't work outside the home. You want to work, adopt some kids and work at home with the kids. Work at home with the kids. You'll be getting income. You'll be growing your family. You'll be nation building. All that stuff they be saying they want to do. But you don't hear them making no case for that. See, I don't think it's just about sex. I think it's about more. They just want a life of ease and leisure. That's why they want multiple wives. They want more. See, there's nothing wrong with wanting multiple wives for righteous purposes, but for selfish and lazy purposes, it's a problem. It's an abomination. The Bible says, "Be fruitful and multiply children." It don't say be fruitful and multiply wives. Although polygamy is not forbidden. It don't say that though. It still don't say it. It gives stipulations for it, but it don't say multiply wives. I told the young lady her only purpose here on earth is to be fruitful and multiply. Also the son. Exactly. Where have we lost that? Where have we lost that, Kenyon? The real purpose of life. Fear God. Let's look at that. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Ecclesiastes. I think it's chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahuwah and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. The whole duty. For Yahuwah shall bring every work into judgment, whether it be secret thing, whether it be good, or whether it be evil. See, Kenyon, people don't like that simplicity. That's too simplistic for most people. Have babies and serve the Most High. That's too simple. We done made it way complicated. You got to get a degree. You got to get this. You got to get in debt. You got to get in debt. You got to get a home loan, a car loan, a new car loan, not even a used one, a new car loan. Max out all your credit cards when all he said is be fruitful and multiply. And let me say this, when he says be fruitful and multiply is not just have babies. It doesn't exclude it, but it's more than that. Be fruitful and multiply means have children, multiply children, and grow food and serve the Most High. Have children, grow food, and serve the Most High. That's all you need. That's an easy life there. You know how much stress you would cut out of your life? You know how many hours less you have to work if you did that? You know how much easier it would be to save money? But we live so high, we got to work all these jobs. We got to beg for $15 an hour. We barely can make it on minimum wage. It's because we living too high. Got home loan, car loan, student loan, maxed out credit cards. Yeah. You violated the commandment of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 to 14. 12, 13. But anyway, I want to get out of here. You all take it easy. This is Prophet Rohade Nabi signing out, saying shalom. Keep it simple, y'all. Keep it simple. I'm out. I miss you, Nice. You're going to be hearing from me soon.